Hello, hello. Let's talk about nannies, right? I have been listening and hearing some crazy cases when it comes to nannies, right? People that we hire to invite them in our homes and pay them to watch our kids. There are some amazing nannies, right? There's some really good nannies, and there's some nannies that from the moment they come in your home, they have one goal is to get your husband, right? So I was listening to this case about this lady that is going through some stuff, right? And the nanny knows way too much that she should know, right? The lady spoke up about something. The nanny came out and also spoke up. And let me tell you something. Like I always thought about that way since I was a little girl. When you hire somebody to come and work in your home, if you're a young woman, if you're a young couple, especially if you already are having marital problems, you want to make sure you hire somebody that can help you in a more experienced way, right? If I am like 39, I'm not gonna hire a 37, 39-year-old nanny. I'm hiring a 60-year-old nanny, somebody that already has experience, somebody that already did whatever it is that she already wanted to do. Because I personally know some people that this is what they did for a living, and there's one specific person that she had all those stories how she used to want the husband, and they always have something bad to say about the wife. Did you realize that? There's some amazing nannies, but a lot of those nannies, some of the nannies that are bad, they already come and always talk bad about the wife. And you know why? There is jealousy. It's jealousy. They are interested in having the guy. So when they start seeing the guy and they see the family, they're like, oh my God, this is the family I want. I want a family. I want children. I want a husband that goes to work and comes home and does this and this. I'm cooking for him. I'm cleaning for him. So slowly, they start, think of themselves as the woman of the house. Because some of these women are so busy that the nanny does a lot of things, And sometimes a lot of people take advantage of nannies. A lot of people do, man. They have those nannies work harder than they should. They don't even do anything with their children anymore. They just feel like, okay, the nanny is the nanny job to do that. So, that is a huge mistake as well. Because when you have a nanny that is doing everything for your children, right? I know people that did that. They will, and they stop being mothers to their children because they like, God, the nanny is gonna do this, nanny is doing that. So what is happening? Something that is happening, they don't even realize it. They are pushing their kids towards the nanny. Those kids are gonna trust the nanny more than they trust their mother, because they are still developing, right? They don't understand right and wrong. So they're like, my nanny takes me to the park. My nanny makes me my favorite breakfast. My nanny takes me to school and picks me up. My nanny does this and does that. Do you understand? That the nanny becomes the mother figure that child needs because their mom is busy. In some cases, sadly, is the world we live in, right? Sometimes women don't have a choice and men don't have a choice. But for those that have a choice, you really need to think about it and ask yourself, why do I push everything for my nanny to do? Why can I not do those things anymore? Those are my children. I hired her to help me, but I didn't hire her to be my husband's wife, and I didn't hire her to be my children's mother. But sadly, this is something that happens a lot. So what happens is when your husband married you, right? He fell in love with you, right? Some guys are nasty. Some guys are just nasty. Some guys, they will have a nanny so that they can cheat comfortably. Oh, some guys will come home earlier just so they can spend time with the nanny, because there's a lot of fetishes when it comes to nanny, right? And there's a lot of pornography about nannies and men. A lot. Nannies and the guy, the husband, nannies with the wife, nannies with both. Those are fetishes. And then what do you think? You have this young woman that she's wishing in the future to have the life that you have. She wants to be a businesswoman. She's going to school. She wants to have a family. And now she is in that dream. She's living that dream. Although she is the nanny, she's still now included in that dream. So now she started getting ideas in her head. Oh, look at the way he looks at me. So look how she, look what he does for his children. Look at his children. The children love me. So she started daydreaming, and she started really believing that she's the mother of those children, which she's not. She is the nanny of the children. The nanny, the helper, right? The person that was hired to help take care of the children. And some women make the mistake of hiring the nanny by making her do extra thing. Now she's the one that have to take care of your husband's clothes. She's the one that even washes your husband's boxes. She's the one that put your husband's tie on him. She's the one that makes him his breakfast and the things he likes. What do you think is gonna happen? Now he's fantasizing, about the nanny. Not just young nannies, sometimes even older nannies have an affair with their bosses or whatever that you call them. I don't know. My English doesn't always come out. But it's like, a lot of situations, yeah, some nannies are just nasty. I watch enough movies and I hear enough stories. And I actually know some nannies that their goal is because they had a crush on the guy. And I even told them, like, what are you doing? It's wrong. I don't care if you think that she's too busy, especially if it is like, oh, he's a dentist, she's a doctor, she's this, she's always busy. She's working, right? She's really working. And some people get so consumed by their job that is all they focus on, while the kids and the wives and the children are neglected, and the husband. So wherever you neglected, when somebody comes and cover the area that you neglected, whoever the person is covering and feeding the areas and the people that are being neglected, they also gonna grow it's like a type of love, like, oh my God, look what they do for me, look what they do to me. And they will start talking to that person. It's gonna start open up to them and talk to them about their things. That's why nannies know way too much. They hear way too many things that go on in the house. When you have a nanny, make sure when you have problems or when there's something that is lacking in your marriage, you and your husband or you and your wife go in the farthest, back of the room or even outside of the house, because now there is spy cameras, whatever, right? People always, the only way that people can break something is if it's already has some kind of window open, right? But some people need to understand, as women, we know how to seduce a man. Even a very strong man that never thought about cheating, he might cheat, because we women, we know how to seduce a man. And sadly, that happens a lot. A lot of nannies, they seduce the guys, the husbands. And a lot of nannies know how to turn the children against their own parents. Because, when they have a goal, when they are mentally sick, and they have a goal to be now the woman of the house, they know what to do and what to say to your children to make your children believe that they are better than you are. That's why you gotta be wiser. I don't believe on living in nannies. I don't believe on that. Unless it's somebody, older that really needs help and a place to stay. I do not believe on that, because it's temptation. You are inviting people. I remember my cousin's nanny and maid. She tried to poison her because she wanted her guy. So you gotta be very careful, right? You gotta be very careful, because you are open the doors to your home. Oh yeah, I want you to come and help me with my family. But in their mind, it's like, wow, you have everything I ever wanted, and this is mine now. They claim it's mine. Sometimes they go out with your children, and people say, oh, your children are so beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. They don't say, oh, no, and you told the child, sorry, I just didn't want to be awkward. They would like the children, no, I just didn't want them to feel bad. But it's not true. That is how they really feel. When the people tell them, oh, you have such a nice wife, they're like, oh my God. They see me as the wife. They see me of the mother of the children. So she start really growing this desire to be the woman of the house. So she will start creating problems, right? between the husband and wife and the children, the parents, especially moms, right? She'll be like, oh, your wife really needs to start spend more time with you. Oh, I really hope that you guys can do this. So he will start to feel the honey getting into his ears, all to his heart. He's like, oh my God, she really cares about me. Oh my God, my wife is really neglecting me. So yeah, you gotta be careful. If there's something you need to talk about, do it outside of your house. Go meet with your wife or your husband in a cafe, in a restaurant, to talk about things, because you don't want your nanny to know so much of your family, because those are the same thing that she will use. And another thing, if you have maids and nannies, whatever, they should not be allowed in your bedroom. Your bedroom should just be for you and your husband. Your bedroom where you and your partner sleep is only for you two. Do not give somebody a chance to go in your room, wearing your perfume, trying up your clothes and all those, because it actually also messes with their mind, and they start desiring your life. They start desiring what you have, right? Oh, and you're watching the movies. This is a true story. That's why they make movies. They will try your dress when they know your husband is coming home. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just trying so beautiful. And sometimes when your husband is taking a shower, they will go in there. They gonna act like they're cleaning the bedroom just so your husband sees them. They are gonna create little accidents to be like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to see you. They plan that. And people say, well, you feel that way if you're insecure. This is not about insecure. This is the truth. So if the Bible tells me don't trust your own heart, why am I gonna trust the heart of somebody that has nothing to lose, that is in my house working? And this is not for any nanny or maid to be upset with me. It's not for any nanny or maid to be upset with me. When I was little, we had maids. We were not even allowed to call them maids. We had to call them sisters and cousins. This is how nice and loving my parents are, and how nice my mom is. My mom took care of those girls and those women like family. We had to wake up extra early to help them do the work that they were getting paid for, right? My mom, this is how we were raised until this day. We do not look down on anybody. We talk and love everybody, but there's boundaries, right? The older I get, the more I understand. You need to have boundaries in your home. There's some things that you and your mate should not be talking about. You and your nanny should be talking about. There's some things you shouldn't. Don't go to her open up about your husband. Do not go to her or anybody to talk about the flaws of your husband. Because, if you say, I hate the way my husband smells, you know what she will do? She will go to your husband, oh, you smell so good. You just have this smell that is so pleasant. If he knows his wife don't like his smell, he'll be like, wait a minute, but my wife hates my smell. How come she loves my smell? So this is how they get. Or if the wife says, oh, my husband loves garlic, but I hate garlic. I hate the way garlic smells. She's gonna make sure everything she cooks has garlic, because he loves garlic. Oh, my husband loves to talk about cars. I hate talking about cars. Oh my God, she's gonna go and study about cars to impress your husband about cars, that she knows about cars. And he's like, oh my God, she is my match. My match is no, I married the wrong person. That's why you hear a lot of stories of nannies and maids that now are the women of the house. So be careful with your nannies. Be careful with whoever you hire to work in your home. Be careful with whoever you hire to be part of your children's life and your husband's or your wife's lives, because you do not know their hearts, their intentions. So do not give them anything to hold on to that they can use to destroy your family and to get in your place. Thank you so much. I love you all, and have a wonderful day.